100 Days of Gratitude, day 13. And today I am grateful for the alternative, the opposing view, the non-mainstream, the counterculture, the fringe, the edge of society. And there's a lot wrapped up in that, a concept I've been thinking about for a long time, and in particular in relation to this series, and why I chose today to kind of get into this idea and this concept and unpack it is because it is day 13. And what are we told about 13, right? Oh, it's an unlucky number. So much so to the point that, we have all these superstitions around 13, Friday the 13th. Oh, it's unlucky, it's dangerous. There are no 13th floors on any buildings. But what are the origins of that, right? And for someone to kind of question that and have an opposing view, to take the counter narrative, that's what I want to explore. That's what I'm really grateful for. 13, I'm going to share a little bit about this more in depth in relation to one specific area. I would say 13 is actually a very natural number. We see that it's kind of a harmonic in nature, and we can see rhythms and patterns that are actually based on 13. So I would say it's actually not only natural, but maybe it is more of a actual lucky number. And so when I say, the opposing view, the counterculture, the non-mainstream, there's so much in our society of kind of, collective thinking that is actually programming. It's social engineering, right? Like 13, where did we get that it's unlucky? Was that the church, right? In terms of trying to take people out of a more kind of natural connection to the earth, to the cycles, to the rhythms, and shift that over to the church, right? Thou shalt not have any other gods. Anyways, whether it was the church, whether it's government, this idea of like the official narrative, the mainstream. And I'm grateful for those that are able to, see beyond that, see the truth of who they are and life, and choose a different path for themselves, to have that courage and that bravery. And for myself, it's always come quite naturally that way. And so I feel comfortable kind of on that fringe as the alternative, and it served me well. I would say, though it has come naturally, it's really been affirmed by an area of life that I have taken upon as kind of my focus in life, which is health, which is nutrition. And if we look at, okay, what is, the kind of official, the mainstream consensus around how we should eat, right? Well, the last several decades, like, could we have gotten it any more wrong, based upon, kind of the official government edicts, the, Dietitians Association of Canada, and all these iterations of, food guides and pyramids and, so on and so forth. I cannot recall a time where they've actually got it right. And even all these, revisions and updates, and it doesn't matter where it's from, whether it's Canada or that most recent one in the States, that placed things like Lucky Charms as more nutritious than beef or eggs. Like, it's absolutely absurd. And I don't know who believes that stuff. Obviously people do, and obviously people follow it. And for a while, like when I was younger, I ate a very kind of mainstream diet, but then choosing something counter has continued to serve me well. And so I'm not suggesting that, we always like, oh, okay, if the herd is going this way, I'm going this way because, that's the right way. Sometimes there is, safety in those numbers. Sometimes, like, the collective does have it right, but oftentimes not. And I totally get it. From a kind of a biological view, so many of us are actually kind of hardwired evolutionarily to follow the herd, to be part of the crowd. And I never want to kind of wrong anybody for that, or myself, if you choose that direction. Safety in numbers, to follow the collective, to follow the herd, because based upon our past and our evolution, that was very oftentimes critical to your own survival, to go along with, go along to get along kind of thing. But I know for sure in the last several years, a lot of people came into opposing views who were kind of, either proudly stood on the edge or were pushed to the edges, the fringe. But there's a lot of power there. And grateful for that, and those that can stand in that. And what was interesting, so health, our approach to food, nutrition, to healthcare, again, not saying it's all wrong, it's all bad, but it has, over the years, as long as I've kind of taken that counter alternative, still right up to this day, it has served me not to follow the mainstream. And a lot of other people began to see that, realize that in the last few years. And what's interesting is began to question other kind of mainstream narratives, right? This idea that a lot of the kind of, ideas that are put out there that are taken on are a form of kind of social programming, social engineering, and that's beginning to shift. People are beginning to kind of like really question what is at the root of that. And here's the example, and it relates back to 13. So this year, during New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, the kind of turn of the new year, more than any other year, like it just really stuck out. The number of people, who had posts or videos, on Instagram, different places, that were like, Happy New Year, and it's not the new year. Did you know, Gregorian calendar, all this stuff. And I was fortunate enough to learn that. I think it was back when I was like 19. I took a workshop with Jose Arguelles, who talked about the Mayan calendar and just introduced this other way of looking at time and mapping time, and that the kind of the programming that we've been given, and how most of the world orientates itself to time and tracks time, is actually completely messed up. It's unnatural, right? So Jose Arguelles says, like the 1260 time frequency is unnatural. And, the implication is that it was a bit of a form of control versus what is natural. Well, the 1328 time frequency is something which is natural, and if we can tune into that, tap into that, there's a lot more kind of freedom one can find in that, because it's a reflection of nature. We're more in harmony by following and observing natural rhythms versus taking these kind of imposed, constructed, very kind of odd, non-harmonic systems. So 13, right? It's a very natural number. 12 months, right? Where they're all kind of, messed up and named wrong, and, you name it, like October to be the 10th month, when oct means 8, and on and on and on. In really natural cycles, well, we have 13 moons. So why do we only have 12 months? Oh, right, because 13's unlucky, right? No. 28-day cycles, and then that equals 364. There's this kind of one day at a time. So we can look to other cultures that had a different perspective on time and a different way to follow. And it was really interesting to see what seemed to be kind of I wouldn't call it a mass awakening, but definitely a shift in people's consciousness of just like, once you embrace, a counter view, a different position, you go, wait a minute, I'm not just kind of accepting what I am told. There's something more and something different to life. You begin to notice in other areas, and time to me has always been a really obvious one of how we're just like culturally just way off on that one. So anyways, here's to the opposing views, the counterculture, the alternative. The other thing I'm really grateful for it too as well is in taking the opposing view, oftentimes, again, not just more naturally, not antagonistically, not just because one needs to just do this intelligently, and just sometimes that's just where you find yourself on the spectrum. Oftentimes you're met with, the opposing view, those that are kind of like, part of the herd and want to challenge you. That's a good thing. I'm grateful for that too, because it forces you to, if you're going to get into any sort of intelligent debate and conversation around, well, here's why I'm holding this position. It really forces you to fine tune that, really strengthen, like, well, this is why, and go into it, ask those questions versus, following along without thinking. So anyways, those are my thoughts today, day 13 of this 100 days of gratitude. The opposing view, the alternative, the counter, the anti-mainstream, the fringe. There's a lot of richness, a lot of benefit that one can do the opposite. And again, it's not about that. It's just about, knowing what is true to you and following that, looking to nature versus looking to the masses for guidance and for your way through this life.